Hi everyone, it's Andrew here. I've been given a PlayStation 3 which looks like it's got an overheating issue, as when the person tries to switch it on, as you can see from this little flashing red light, but when they try to switch it on, powers up. When I get the switch, powers up and then clicks off and just gives you the flashing red light. These don't have a common issue with overheating, and obviously I've watched a YouTube video, so I just want to see what it's like, if it works for me. I'm going to unplug it and then we're going to go about dismantling the PlayStation and see if we can get it fixed again. The components I'm going to use is a 2000 watt heat gun, some microfiber cloth to clean the CPU, some Arctic Clean CPU cleaner, and decided to go for some high efficiency CPU pitch, which is Arctic Silver 5. It's pure silver, so we'll go over dismantling this. Obviously I've never actually tried this before, so may or may not work, but we're going to have a go at it because the person's not too bothered with brakes anyway, but obviously they'd like it working if possible. Give me a screwdriver because I lost it. And this is just a document to see how it goes. Alright. We want to take out the hard drive. I've got a precision screwdriver set, so it makes it a bit easier. But so there's the hard drive cover off. Take it from there. Clip that cover off there. Where's me Phillips? Obviously got a fairly long screw there. Just trying to get a good camera angle without it being too bad. Two long screws. It looks like on the PlayStation it's documented the long screws and short screws are designated by the letters S and L. So on the front side here, these are the long ones by the looks of it. Can't see if what is that? There's arrows pointed. On this side it's got S, but I don't know if it says L. Can't see them for me, but these look to be the short screws. The chair just away. A long one. Alright, so I can see what it is here. Basically all the screws are long except one, which is designated as short with the letter S. So that one's about 1 inch long and the others are about 2 inches long. We'll continue taking all the screws out. Get that one out, got no fingernails on me. Should be one more on here. We want to get the hard drive out from this side. Looks like you've got standard Phillips screws on this, so I'm going to unscrew this. Obviously the rubbish you can see over there is but this is me just general computer room for storing crap, so I just tend to chuck everything in here when I'm working on it. Hard drive screw there, small blue one. Then you have two small Phillips ones. Get that out of the way, there's one. And the second one is there. There's also one which was mentioned here by Nearly Good. If I can find the screw. He mentioned it was a star bit. What it actually is, just for reference, is it's a security star bit. There's a slight difference because of the security bit. Well, sorry, not a security bit, a tamper-proof bit. But if you can see in the end of this, there's a tiny little hole. I don't know if the camera will focus that close, but in that screw there's a tiny little hole. So there's a tiny little hole in the centre of there, and in the centre of there, that hole means you need a tamper-proof bit, otherwise it sometimes doesn't rotate on. But the star bit won't go over because the surface on the star bit is completely flat, so it means it won't push over the screw, where the security bit, the hole actually goes on the inside of it. So it's just for reference, and the bit I'm using here, it's a CRV T10. I'll put in the video when I document it, just to update it. I've actually tried this bit, so I don't know where I'm going from here. So I believe the cover just lifts up. Probably on a hinge somewhere. There we go. So there's a little clip over here. So there's a cover out of the way. I'll just unclip these connectors. There's also one there by the looks of it, which is just a lift up one. There's a lift up connector just there. I'm going to take the hard drive out. And that's where we screw down again. If in doubt, still attached, so don't touch anything. I am working a bit blind here because I don't read guides that much. There's the possibly the CD drive. I'm really looking at a slot loading CD drive. We'll clip this connector. I don't know what it is without looking, probably a coolant fan. This is screw. Rubbish things get on my nerves. Right, I've got one more screw at the front here. We've got screw there. Using the right size screw bit here though. Using the wrong size flips. So a different one to put on. There we go, that one there. That's better. Let's see what's attached. Not sure what that is, but leave it there. Tiny little lead here. Disconnect that. Actually, I'll go back to that screw because I like that one better. Put that there. Disconnect the little lead. Disconnect that as well. Because no my luck I'll end up snapping it. I mentioned this is the first time I've actually done this, so I'm not familiar with how PlayStations are built. So although a couple of that looks like it's actually being rounded off. Someone's actually been on this before by the looks of it. I'll take this board out. It is... I'm sure it is. I'll probably identify the parts when it comes to it. So loosen these screws. Take that out. See what your wireless screwdriver head for that one to get out. That's the earthen screw. It's for the power supply by the looks of it. Put that over there. That's a long screw for the case. Has it got an arrow? Yeah, the long screw goes there. That looks like. Benefits of this as well, because I'm doing a video. It means if I get stuck, I can retrace my steps as well. I much prefer dismantling things the way to work things out how they're broken if you can fix them. Right, I believe that's all the screws. It should not clip in anywhere. No, I've just got to lift it and tilt it by the looks of it. Oh no, perhaps I moved that. Because I think I missed a screw. Nope, I didn't. I just wasn't needing to be a bit more vicious with the dismantling. Right, so we have a heatsink. Very large heatsink. There's the removable screws for this. Got a couple of screws there. That looks to be about it. Well, not a heatsink, a coolant fan anyway for all you politically correct. And I've got the wrong spelling. Quite a large amount of dismantling required when you fix one of these. Yeah, so cooling fan's not too bad. There we are. Take that clip off there. Question is, have I missed something, or is it just a case of a bit of force? Well, there's no screws on there. We have drive out. Well, I can't appear to see any screws. There we go. It was just held in place by sort of metal clips. Quite a large amount of dust as well. So in theory this should be the same. So I'll find out where the brackets are. What there is holding it in place, there's actually little where we at? On the CPU on the board, there's little metal dowels here, and they go through the motherboard. It's literally just a case of prizing them apart. As you can see on the processors, there's quite a bit of thermal paste once it's been dried up. Which won't help break anything. There's the thermal paste on the CPUs for reference. What we can do now, don't like this thing, gotta be careful with it, is, well, it has to be cloth one. Right, most of us move through the discretion on the back. Right, so you're going to use some OptiClean 1, which is some thermal compound remover. So just to place a few drops on. Whew, it's quite strong. And then we have 30 seconds for it to emulsify first. Then once we've done that, we're going to go about removing it off the other ones. Give the board a quick clean up. I would mind some compressed air right now, but you can definitely smell the citrus-based fruit in this, because it's there was somewhere on OptiClean it actually told you the ingredients. It was a mixture of certain things, and one of them was like citrus fruit, and you can definitely smell it. It's quite strong. See if we can get this crackle. All dried up thermal paste. I don't actually have the equipment to properly fix this, which would be reballing, because what causes the problems, if you're looking at this video and you don't know, is underneath these chips there's little points of solder, like little solid balls, and what they do is they tend to come out the little sockets. That's what it's called, reballing. They've actually got to put little holes back. They've actually got to put the balls back in the holes again. And the balls themselves are made of solder, and you either reball it professionally or you can DIY it yourself, but I personally wouldn't prefer to try and DIY it myself. But reballing is the proper way to fix it, but obviously if you don't have the money to fix it, you can melt the solder with the method I'm going to use, which is using a heat gun, and then with the heat gun what you're doing is you're heating up the board and it melts the balls so they fit back in place. Stage one of cleaning the chips off. I'm going to put that board there out the way. Old thermal paste which is being melted now. This one, there's no sense of electronics on this bit, this is just pure metal. It's basically a heat pipe to remove the excess heat, so this one we don't have to be a bit too bad with, just in case of cleaning it off. Let that do that. When it comes to assembling the motherboard, I'm going to do it in a systematic approach because I'm already forgetting where about all the screws are, but that's the best thing. You learn by experience. Maybe if I fix more of these, I might get a little pill case or something like that, and then label each section for where each thing goes. So as soon as you take one set of screws out, all you've got to do then is once you've took the screws out, all you've got to do is put them in the right section and then go back to them later on. That's one cleaned off. And two. Got a piece of wood which is like a rare old shelf from my desk. It's resting on here because when I use the heat gun I'm not really fussed, but I'd rather not burn my desk. Goes through the walls anyway, but prefer not to. Right, we'll now use the second compound for removing the excess crap, which is Articlean 2 thermal surface purifier. It is to prepare surface for thermal interface material. See instructions on back, keep away from children. So there's your Arctic Silver fibre for this. Use Articlean 1 thermal material remover to remove any thermal part or compound prior to using this product. Repeat if necessary. Apply several drops to the thermal maintenance surface and wipe gently with a lint-free cloth to dry. That's a microfiber cloth, so apply to there, apply to there, and then basically just buff it up. Probably got some alcohol in it as well. I'd imagine just like an alcohol so it leaves no residue. Now go nice and shiny. Get that cleaned. Much better. Glad it's a piece of metal. Generally not the person with the delicate stuff when I'm not paying attention, but don't damage them, I'm just paying attention. I usually tend to break my own things as opposed to anyone else's. Got no patience with my own equipment. Have to be careful there, because I did put some of that compound cleaner on one of the chips there. A bit mucky, so I'm going to use it to clean it up a bit more. A lot of people tend to use isopropyl alcohol. You're going to use over 90% apparently, but I tend to want to use this because it's designed for CPU cleaning, so just my own personal opinion. I've also ordered some alcohol as well, just in case I run out of this, but you only use a few drops of this by the looks of it, and then does the job. So use that. Use number 2 cleaners. I'm going to get all the crap off it. Much better. Right, so what we're going to do now is use the heat gun and heat the board for a fair few minutes. Probably about 10 minutes or so, but the board, this heat gun itself, it's just made by Inel. It's a 2000 watt heat gun, I believe. There's 2 temperatures. There's a 2000 watt. There's option 1, which is 350 degrees Celsius. It does 300 litres a minute. and option 2, which is 550 degrees Celsius or 500 litres a minute. So I'm going to use option 1 to heat it up, as recommended. And then what we want to do is just to get the general operating temperature of the board itself. And then once we've got the general operating temperature of the board, we want to heat up the process is just to melt the solder a bit. First time I've ever done this, so I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I want to use the video as a learning experience. Because the person whose board it belongs to, I think we were going to take it to a computer shop anyway if it didn't work, but they offered to give it to me to have a look at first. I feel like I'm going to sometimes saw him here. The board's starting to warm up now. That's the higher heat setting on the gun. Board's warm up a bit now. Whew. I'm getting warm now. Let's get more. What we're going to let that do is we'll let that cool down now. So that board is hot. So is this board actually, but hopefully that should be enough now. We're going to let that cool down. and then we're going to come back in part 2. I'm going to put the thermal paste back on the processor, and I'm just making sure I haven't melted any of the board. We're going to come back in part 2. I'm going to put the thermal paste back in the processor. I'm going to leave this time cool. The video from Neonated Goods said it was about half an hour before it was fully cooled, and what we're going to do is leave it to cool down so the solder solidifies again, and then once the thermal paste goes on, we're going to reassemble it, test it, and hopefully have a working Precision 3 again. Thanks for watching. Alright everyone, it's Andrew again, welcome back. It's been probably about 15-20 minutes now. Board doesn't feel hot now, just feels sufficiently cool. Obviously was some weird crackling noises obviously when I was finished, but that was the board just cooling down. There wasn't any processors or caps or anything like that popping as far as I'm aware, but we're going to test it now. We're going to fit some CPU paste, see if we can get it assembled, and then test it out. Fingers crossed we'll have a working computer or working PS3. So we'll put the camera back on there. As you can see, I haven't assembled it ready. So where's my Arctic Silver 5 gone? Right, so I have actually got a proper CPU spreader somewhere, but I'm not sure where. But in terms of CPU paste, you only meant to put on a small pin dot anyway. Oh yeah. Whoever's messaging me, I'm making a video, so sod off. Right, so we're going to use an old shitty card. As you can see there, lumps of thermal paste are absolutely tiny. Old shitty card I'm getting rid of. So obviously it's really sticky, this thermal paste, but probably end up putting more on. But the essential aim is that you wanted to cover the processor, but you don't want to have a dollop on, because then that affects the thermal conductivity. So you just have enough on just to cover the board, and then that's it. I may end up using a tiny amount. Pretty sticky stuff, Arctic Silver 5. Stickier than normal thermal paste, that's for sure. I'm going to use a smidgen more. Now, scoop that up. The proper way you're meant to do it in theory is basically just push it down, the heatsink does all the work for you, but I want to make sure there's a good layer of thermal paste on this first. Oh, my hands get absolutely manky, but whatever. So there we go. We've covered the CPUs. Very thin layer. We'll about sanding this now, and we'll find out our results. So, which way are we going on? Right, I suppose on the back, because the port is at the back of the motherboard, so line it up with the pinholes again. It's probably better on putting this upside down, man. Make more sense, because then I can see the holes. Right. That's in there. Cover over the top, which goes that way on. Those locking pins back in place. So it's probably better to put them on the other way because there's more locking pins at the back edge here. So we'll lift that up. What I'll do, put it down this way. Some place there. Cable goes through there. I'm not too fussed on getting this fixed at speed. I just want to make sure I get everything in place and do it right, so I don't miss anything, because I don't want to have to disassemble it again. Yep. It's in there. Clearly some of the clips are not actually designed to go under. I'm just looking at this one though, because this one at this end, I don't know if it's meant to fit under or if it's just meant to lock in place like that. Still, we'll find out. Right, so we have number 1 and number 2 of these things, whatever these are. Guessing some sort of compression clips. Fit these in there. I always like when things actually screw in, they feel solid because you know what's going in there. So we have the cooling fan. Cooling fan goes on this side and goes upside down. It fits one way. There we go. That one goes, clips into there, plugs into there. That's the cooling fan plugged in. I believe these were the screws for it. hard drive in now before I forget. Put it in, slot it in, and where's the locking pin gone there? Right, hard drive's in. That's those main bits done now. Board assembled. There is now this cover goes over. This has got the power supply attached to it. Got those lined up. Those little clips are in there, those little clips are in there. Those are screw holes. That's the earthen screw, we'll put that on there. No, I used a different screwdriver for this one, isn't it? But someone rounded this one up. Not me, before anyone mentions it. Up there. That one was for the screw that goes here. Right. So I've got to remember now. Yes, any long screws to go in? These ones. Just making sure I don't have all the screws to put in before I miss them. That's that screw. There's a screw goes in down there. That one's the supply for that. This one gets plugged in first. I'm just checking all the wires are all the way before doing anything. That's this little board thing here. Which way did that go again? Oh yeah. Connectors on this one go that way. Those go that way. Trying to remember which way it was now. There's the screw holes. Not that one. I think it was that one. That one will go on next, when I remember. Where's the little clip for it? There was a connection. There we go. Right, so that's the way it goes on. Goes on facing that way, then goes that way. There's the board on. That's that clipped in place. Anything else? Nope. I'm just putting all the pieces on before I actually assemble it. Just to make sure I don't miss anything. What's that? This is for CD drive, I'm guessing. That's on there. That's under there. Put that into that. Making sure I've got all the colours, top colour, bottom colour. Yep, I just need to assemble it now. Right, so we have screw holes there. Screw holes there. You know you always hate it when you need a pair of tweezers and you haven't got them handy. There we go. Throw it. Right, we want some longer screws. I just want to make sure. I think we're going to have to assemble them again then. These bits. And which bit does this go on? At the bottom of the top. It's the bottom. Should go that way if I believe. These PlayStation consoles are actually quite heavy, surprisingly. Yep. It's my place. 2 screws over there, which should be these 2, and then I've got the long screw, which is over here. Go away. I'm just checking them all. So I'm gonna have 1, 2. I need to take this drive out because there's one there which I've missed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9 there, so I'm missing one by the looks. Now I've only got the other screws which is over here, so I've only got them to assemble now. There's my screw different now. That's 1. It's 2. Now if I remember right, the long screw is this one. We'll get that one put in first. No one. Who's this one? The long screw is the one closest to the power supply. Right, so we'll use small screws now. I know I've missed one somewhere, so I'll have to go back to that. Don't believe I've missed anything when reassembling it though, so it's just got this one. There's a short one as well actually, I just noticed. Two. Shit. Nope, found a place for a long one. So, just gonna keep going till I use the model. Nope, not that one. Yep. No, I remember which ones they were. Those ones were the ones for this. See if I've missed any underneath here first. There's a couple I missed. Unplug that. And I've missed that one. Yes. Always best to check your positioning. So we have this one. That one. Which one to go? Even tweezers. What the tweezers are? Nope. Actually, don't have me tweezers when I want them. Try pry. There's one out. Screwdriver. Scare the crap out of me. Good. Fits in better, so it's obviously that one. That one is a long screw, so it's probably one of the case screws. That one's probably a long screw. Find out in a second. That's the star screw, so we know which one that one is. That one's for the top of the case. These are all short and long ones, so there's how many is in the case? That's a star screw, and you've got 1, 2, 3 short screw, 4. 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right, so we have all the screws over here for the bottom of the case. I have one screw that's over here. So where's it gonna go? Which is that one there, I bet, the one I forgot to put in. Still, it's all a learning experience. Come on, you bitch. Just put that all the way so don't have to keep holding it. So on there. There's another screw not attached, so it's not even in. That one, we need to loosen that screw. Take that one out. Take that one out. That one. That one. I was never expecting to learn how to assemble this first time, so I'm doing quite well for myself, I think. Not really one for using grounding straps, because if you insulate yourself anyway, you don't need to. Nice, more screws. That's a long one. One long, two long, three. I don't believe I'm correct, and that should be them all. One there. Three. 4, 5. Should be it. Right. Try to assemble this and put it back together now. Fingers crossed. The only other method for fixing most things, because the common things when the soldering cracks, is also affect some laptops and the I think it's the ones with NVIDIA graphics cards, certain models. You have to basically stick it inside an oven and melt the solder that way, because what happens is the same essential situation. Minute solder points crack, which prevents the currents from passing. And when you put one inside an oven at a couple of 100 degrees, that usually fixes it, because it melts the solder the same way as using the heat gun does. So if anyone ever tells you to cook your motherboard, they're probably talking about it literally. Let's get that bugger out of the way. It's going to be bloody nerves. Right, so CD drive. Annoying. Clip that into place. That's not actually held on by anything, except later on when you put the case cover back on. We'll put these screws back in place. Make sure we've got anything we can put inside. Right, so put them under there. Top cover's nothing, that's just a couple of screws. So where are we at? Which way around is this going? That's the back, that's the front. The power supply says the front. Slot load and CD drive goes there. And this was on a clip at the back. I was on a clip at one side anyway. Go away, please. That's better. Please go away. Leave me alone. Every time I try to make a video, someone always tries to send some message. Please go away. I do not want to talk to you. Right, we have a long screws. These were long and the short one was lettered S, so short one is this one over here. long. Go away, man. Jesus Christ, leave us the fuck alone. Sorry about my language, but trying to work. Go away. And one and that one, so just tighten all these up now. I have found those 2 screws I put in the wrong place. Or did I? Yes, I did. You bastard. Oh well. Almost got it right. So we have long one, short one goes over here, and we have long one goes there, and long one goes there. So we have a screw goes there, screw goes down there, that one's in the wrong place, and middle, that one, I think. Oh no, I did have one wrong. I forgot to take that one off, I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah, something definitely wrong because it's they're really loose, they're not even attached. This is what I hate about them, things I don't know. Screw there. Just go through the CD guide and hold it in place. Any more screws? There's somewhere I'm missing. I'm sure I didn't miss any of the ones underneath. If needs be, they're getting left out. Simple as that. I'm more concerned with fixing it than finding out where the 2 screws go. Hold that one in place. Right, so long screw out, long screw out, long screw, long screw. I don't think where to go. Oh well. Staying out, and then I'll probably look at them at a later date. If I can be asked. Not really the best way to fix it, but I don't care. My primary concern is fixing this. Do a little dance, make a little love, get down there. That's the 2 screws off the top that I didn't realise. Nope. Ooh, that didn't sound good. Just need me more careful and slow down. Always at a weird angle. Oh no, it's because it didn't. Comes off the other way, doesn't it? There we go. Put my chair back into place because that was annoying. Right, second time round. Long screw, long, 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 short, long. There's long, and there's the last long. So we have last long. And our star screw, last but not least. Nope. Where's the star screw? That one there. Put a little plug on. The other way around. Plug on there, slide the cover, This is probably where I'm going to find I need to put this on first. Nope, nothing. Where's that little plug gone? There it is. Plug goes on there. Hard drive cover is there. Hard drive, is it locked in? Yes. Right. That is what assemble PlayStation 3. Fingers crossed it works. Turn it off. Turn that on. Please, 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 please. And Red light. Woo! Bada bing! Actually, I'm going to eject that and plug it in downstairs because the person wanted the discount. That was the most important thing. So, overall, we have a green light, thumbs up. I'm very pleased. I did make a mistake because there was a couple of screws I didn't put in. I'm going to use it as a learning experience though, but I am happy now because the technique worked. I don't know how long it works for, but the console is now booting up, so I'm happy with that. So I'll say that's a success. Job done. Thanks for watching. Alright, and if you have any comments, please add them below. This was the first time for me. I've never done this before. It was off a video. I'm going to put a link into the channel description where I got it from. His username on YouTube is Nay2Good, and obviously I've used all the tips on his video and I found it spot on. Did make me a mistake because I was learning as I went. So hope you enjoyed the video and stay tuned for more.